Alright, what's going on, guys? It's Josh again, and I figured I'd make another video talking about the status of Tesla, what's going on with their stocks while I'm sitting in the Tesla. Now, I had a great question asked by none other than Luke Konico, my man. Great guy, awesome guy. He asked me on the Instagram live. He wanted to hear my thoughts. He gave me like a 3-part series of the questions on Tesla, asking kind of how do I feel about them as a company, a stock, and even just Elon and kind of his antics in general and what's been going on through the podcast, the private funding tweet. So I'm going to talk about that in another video with him related to what he's doing in his personal life. But now, as Tesla as a company, how do I feel? You know, I will say as a car owner, I agree with what Elon says. It's probably one of the coolest cars ever to own and drive. I love it. It's great. It's comfortable. I can't complain about it. And I think where the cars are headed is awesome. And I think that's going to open up a lot of opportunities for the company. Now, let's talk about where the company is. As a individual automaker, a car maker, I think they're good. You know, it's one of the top selling cars right now in America. It's a great car, it works, and that is awesome. But now what it takes for them to make the cars and how they operate as a business, that's a different story. So that's where you need to, you know, should you invest in Tesla? For me right now, I think the best opportunity on Tesla is selling puts, taking advantage of the high put premium, setting a value that you want to buy them. And now that's the issue, because people are kind of, you know, they want to invest in it. Do you buy more now? What do you do? And it's looking at the long term with the company. And, you know, the thing that people need to highlight on is that before Elon's, you know, funding secured tweet, the stock was doing good. They had good earnings, good expectations. They had investments from the Saudis. It was good. And now the problem is what it costs to make the car versus where this company is going to be. You know, the big ideal future of Tesla is to be able to have a mass, you know, marketed, a affordable electric vehicle. And when that happens, Elon plans to sell, and that's what he wants to do. And, you know, really the headwinds for the company now in the short term is going to be beyond Elon itself is, you know, people are talking the management of the company, but also now, are they going to be able to produce the same vehicles at the same quality and at a level to mass produce a car? They are selling a lot. It's a great car, but the issue is to make as millions of cars for all the people who want them. That is very difficult. Then there's this stuff like the ecosystem of the vehicle itself. You guys saw my video at the supercharger. That's been an issue. Getting the vehicle charged, how people are going to drive. You know, driving in LA with the Tesla is kind of a nightmare when you don't have a charger at your house. So there's a lot of things going on with it, but that's the issue. And really the current headwinds of the company is going to be, they set high expectations on the earnings. Even last week Elon said it's going to be the best one, so there's high expectations coming in, and really the only problem is going to be with production and them getting that. Now, is in relation to where the price of the company's at now, I like the company. Am I going to buy more? Should I sell? I'm not really there. My next thing I am thinking of is selling puts, so I could find a level of, you know, maybe a really low price where, yeah, if I buy Tesla at that price, I'm not too pissed off. But if it goes up from here, I at least could collect money on the premium. So it's an interesting company right now. I would be, you know, really looking as a long-term investor now. Is this something you stay in? That's going to depend on what you believe with Elon. You know, why? And, you know, some of the question, another thing Luke asked me was, do you think the buyout, you know, is fair? You know, or what's up with the buyout? You know, that's going to depend on the shareholders. And now, why would shareholders say no to a buyout is going to depend upon, well, they think they're going to make more money with the company if it executes what its goals are. And those goals were, get this mass-produced cheap electric vehicle. At that point, Tesla's cheap. You know, that's what people are trading on right now. And then this was the next worry. If they replace Elon, there might be a premium in Tesla because of Elon. And what I'm saying by that now is that people think it's going to take Elon to go there. If they replace the CEO or they replace the people moving the company and, you know, some shit falls through, the stock drops, it may not really get to that big goal, or people may not think it'll reach and be willing to pay that premium for what they expect the stock to do if that's the case. And what I mean by that is that now people are paying, you know, they're willing to pay $280, $300, whatever for Tesla, because they believe once it gets to the point where they are profitable, they get the manufacturing and they accomplish these crazy, you know, ambitious goals, then it's going to bring in a return much higher than what it's at. So, and you know, there's splits down the future that could happen. It could generate a dividend. You know, people are really viewing this as getting into a GM before GM even, you know, GM and Ford back in the 60s and 70s when these companies were really small. And that's essentially what it is. This is the first automaker to do it. So again, when we look at the long-term stuff and what Tesla has already done and what it has going on for it, there's some great things going on. But the scary part right now, the only issue, is that it simply costs too much to get this car manufactured and do it. You know, I talked about this on the live stream. I said, you know, you look at the industry of automakers, they've lobbied over and over, they fought and fought, you know, they fought any regulation, then they'll change for it and then back up more regulation to make it harder for other people to get in the industry. And that's the problem with Tesla. It's not that the car's not selling, it's not that they don't have good marketing, it's not that people don't want it, it's just that now it takes so much time, effort, and man hours to make cars that are they going to be able to produce it while making enough money? And now 5-10 years from now, I don't think that goal with Tesla has changed. Really, the only issues right now are meeting these short-term demands for investors and getting these goals done on the company itself, but now also the leadership and what that means going forward. Are they going to execute these goals? Are they going to be able to move forward and do this stuff? Because if they don't, that indeed is going to be a problem. If they do, then everything's well dandy. So that's kind of where I'm at on it. As far as a long-term investor, you know, my brother's a big fan of it. You know, we have some that we hold through our family, but I'm not too big of a fan at this level. I think it's a small buying opportunity to a degree, but there's so much uncertainty right now. We don't know what's going to happen with the stock. It's hard to say what Elon's going to do, what other tricks that he has up his sleeve, and how other shareholders and people are going to be viewing, you know, what's going on and what they expect. So that's where I'm at it. Again, I love the car. I still think the best way to play this is selling the puts. If you aren't familiar with that, look it up, but it's essentially selling option premium to agree to buy the stock at a certain price. That way, in this case, you could say I agree to buy Tesla at $200 flat. If it goes to 200 flat, you have to buy it, but then you could hold the shares from there, and then if it goes up from 200, you make money. Or now you sell the premium at 200, the stock goes up. Yeah, you don't get any money because you don't own it, but you still get to collect the premium, which isn't bad. So that's my approach on it. The headwinds I'm looking for the company is really going to be the leadership and the sales of what's going on with the numbers. And that's one thing I would say keep track of watching this stock over the next coming month or two into its next earning. You want to see where it starts trading and taking in mind, if it starts trading into a premium before earnings, what's going on there is that you can't forget that there's already a huge expectation. So I would expect really the next problem we're going to see is going to come around the next earnings, when if the stock goes up, people are going to be expecting a lot, and if the stock's not up and it's already a big expectations at earnings, that could mean a lot of trouble. But the stock's really interesting right now, and just be careful trading it. Again, if you're in it for the long run and you believe and you want to invest in Elon, keep holding. You know, maybe cover yourself with puts on it, but again, even those are expensive. But in general, I think, you know, because the question I was asked is, how does, you know, everything going on with Tesla, has anything changed about the company? Not really, you know. I think they have higher expectations. They're turning higher pressure, and I hope the higher pressure of output doesn't change the quality of the car. And, you know, that could affect, in turn, their marketing and stuff down the road, you know. As long as that doesn't get affected, that is still a potential headwind. It's going to be how much they can manufacture and meeting these goals. And that's about, and then Elon is really a wild card. And that spot has to do, the leadership spot is important, and I'm going to talk about that in another video. But again, how they go about with handling the fallback from the leadership, who they put in, and how investors react towards, I guess, believing the promises of Tesla from here on out, and believing what is in hold and the visionary and the future of Tesla. If Elon's not in there, that's really the X factor, and that's what I'm looking for. So there's a lot of these factors. It's a few, but a lot, but still complex at the end of the day. But I'm watching out for that. Again, I still don't think anything's changed. So I guess I'll leave it at that. If you guys like it, check out the other videos I got. You know, I have some Tesla videos, a lot on the stock, a lot on options, other options video. Make sure you guys even check the free trading course if you guys look down in the description of the video. And yeah, if this was helpful, drop a like, drop a subscription, turn on post notifications, give me a comment, and let's talk about this. If you have more Tesla questions, I would love to cover them and go over it. You know, again, I'm an investor at one hand, but I'm also an enthusiast with the vehicle, so it goes both ways. You can put it in many ways you want, but I'm just a realist. I love my investments and money at the end of the day, so we'll leave it there. I got to get going. Love you guys.